my subscribers, and welcome if this is the first time you're joining me. My name is Odessa. I'm the Mystic Intuitive Healer. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master, spiritual coach, and an intuitive tarot card reader. And through the work I'm doing here on YouTube, as well as Instagram, TikTok, and my own website, odessamall.com, I deliver messages to you that will help you to awaken, heal, align, and grow. Today is a really special reading. This reading is not only inspired by you guys, but it's my love letter to all of my divine feminines out there. I am going to be looking at who your inner dark goddess is and how she is making you more powerful. I have connected with so many beautiful divine feminines out there. You are changing your lives. You are becoming more empowered, and you are showing the world who you really are, and that is pure dark goddess energy. And I am so living for it. So I have 3 piles for you guys to select from. Pile number 1 is partnered with this black candle. Black candles are typically used for protection, even banishing. The color black is connected with the shadow realm, secrets, the esoteric, even the occult. Pile number 2 is partnered with this red candle. Red is a color that is associated with passion, but it's also a color associated with war. And then pile number 3 is partnered with this purple candle. Purple is a color that is associated with the 3rd eye chakra, so it helps you to increase your psychic abilities so you can connect with your higher self, your ancestors, your guides, to be able to see psychically across the veil. So I will give you guys a second to select your pile, and I will see you in a moment. Hi, pile number 1, welcome back. So you picked the black candle, and these cards are gonna let me know who your inner dark goddess is and how she's helping you to become more powerful. So let's see what you have. You have the Starborn, Hera, Nemesis, Ace of Air, Deception, Mother of Wands, and Labyrinth. Transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration, Enlightenment. Beautiful. This is very powerful, pile number 1. Okay, so the 2 goddesses who are present within your energy are Nemesis and Hera. So Hera is the wife of Zeus. She is a very powerful goddess, absolutely stunning. Her beauty rivals Venus or Aphrodite. She is very stylish, a great leader. She's the embodiment of motherhood. In her darker aspects, in her dark goddess energy, she can be very vengeful and seek revenge for the wrongs that are done to her. And in my eyes, she's extremely patient, because there are a lot of wrongs that are done to her, specifically by Zeus. Not only is he constantly running around cheating on her with like every type of being you can think of, but he also tricked her into marrying him. So when she has her anger sparked, she goes there, and she's very, very clever about how she seeks revenge. She is kind of, she will put things in place where vengeance or a karmic balancing comes into play, and it can be over a very extended period of time. You know, she is in for the long play. You know, it's not necessarily that she's setting something up and someone will get their just desserts the next day. It could be years. It could be decades. You know, she is willing to wait, you know, because justice will be that much sweeter. And then Nemesis is also connected to karmic balancing. She is a goddess that is able to see through people's words and actions to their true motivations. She is seeking balance and justice. She wants people to have gratitude for the gifts that are bestowed on them. And if they are not grateful, she is more than happy to come in and take those blessings away and really show somebody what it is to be without. And that is some pretty powerful energy just on its own. Then you have the deception card, which definitely indicates to me that when this fiery energy of Nemesis and Hera is sparked within you, it is just, it is deserved, because you have had people be deceptive towards you. They could be friends, family, co-workers, it could be anyone in your circle, but you've had more than one person be deceptive towards you. Because there are 5 snakes on this card. There's also the phases of the moon. So this is talking to me about people consistently being deceptive towards you. There's also the back of a skull here, which to me is making me think of mental manipulation. So this could be a lot of people gaslighting you, projecting onto you, telling you that you were the problem. I get sort of black sheep energy from this, like you're a powerful person, and I think that you know that you have a destiny. You have a strong purpose here. The Starborn card indicates that you probably have always felt a connection to something that you couldn't quite put your finger on. Like you just knew that there was something you were here to do, some special purpose. And you might have always been guided towards achieving some sort of massive goal. Like your sense of destiny was guiding you towards something that I think was possibly going to bring you into the public eye, put you on a public stage or in the spotlight. And that could be in a whole bunch of different ways. But the Mother of Wands is talking about possibly being an influencer, being an entrepreneur. You have a message. You're meant to communicate something to the people in your community or possibly the entire world. And it has a lot to do with balancing scales and having justice, pointing out the deception that is around you and around all of us in this world. You know, it has a lot to do with pointing out the lies. And the energy I'm getting from this is like the deceptions where you're constantly chasing your own tail, going in circles, going in circles, going in circles. And like the fact that there are people that would like us to just stay in the dark, you know, like it's like that energy of like the Wizard of Oz. Don't mind the man behind the curtain. Like you are able to see, it's like, no, wait a minute. You know, if that's the Great Oz, the, you know, disembodied head, then who's that guy sitting behind the curtain, right? You're like, is nobody seeing this guy, this little man sitting behind the curtain? You're like, no, we need to be focusing on that. And I think when you point that stuff out, because I honestly feel like it's just comes to you second nature. Like it is part of your skill set that you're able to see this stuff. And it's part of your destiny. Your destiny is to point this stuff out. But I think that when you do that, people get upset, right? The people that are trying to be deceptive don't like it. So they're going to point the finger at you and try and make you feel shame or guilt, or they're going to ostracize you. And others that aren't able to see what you're able to see with, I'm being told, with laser precision. You're able to literally, like, it's like that needle in a haystack. You're just like, oh, here it is. You know, like you don't have to look for it. It's just like, to you, it's like right there. It's in Technicolor. And for everyone else, everything is in black and white. They just do not see it at all. And as a result of that, you've had to become very protective of your energy, but that is what's making you strong. Once you started to see through people's BS, you were able to rise up and become truly like this embodiment of Hera and Nemesis. And I think that you are at a point now where you're able to easily, eliminate toxic elements from your life. And that could be you're in a toxic work environment, you immediately recognize it, and you're like, I'm going to start looking for a new job now. I'm not going to quit necessarily, but I'm definitely going to start positioning myself to get out of this, because I know that this is a them issue, not a me issue, even though they're going to try and make it a me issue. This is a toxic work environment, and toxic work environments start, with the, higher ups. It starts at the top and it trickles down. And you're like, I'm not going to be able to fight this battle, so I'm going to move on to someplace else. Or this could be you are seeing the deception within your relationship and you're like, no, we're done here. I never want to talk to you again. You lied to me. You cheated on me. We're done here. And I am going to move on to way bigger and better because I'm a goddess and I know my value. And you just axe that person out of your life, but you're also at a place where you're not going to hide their secrets. If somebody asks you, why'd you leave that job? You're going to tell them. If somebody asks you, why did you and so break up? You're going to be very honest with them. You're not keeping anyone else's secrets anymore. If they're making bad decisions and they're toxic, that's on them. You don't need to keep their secrets. It doesn't matter who they are. You are you are in the right, and the universe is constantly showing you that, because as you start to step more into your power and actually be honest and vocal, you're finding doorways are opening up left and right. It's like, here's a new opportunity. Here's another new opportunity. Here's another person that wants to work with you. Oh, you have this new connection and this is so powerful that it's bringing you more abundance. It's bringing you into a place where you're feeling even more self-assured. You're having more fun. You're looking better. You're glowing up. And as you're rising, these other people that were toxic to you are having doorways slammed in their faces. They're losing money. They're losing opportunities. They're getting fired from jobs. Businesses that were toxic are going under and having to file for bankruptcy. It's the energy of Nemesis coming in to balance those scales. They thought they were better than you. They thought that they could control you. They thought you were weak, and you proved them wrong, and the universe is there to balance out those scales. Absolutely. You've walked out of this labyrinth. You're not in the dark anymore. They can stay in there with the Minotaur if they want, but you have now come to a place where you have gotten to a point where you are ready to step into your power, right? Here, the Mother of Wands is protective of her energy. She's not only protective of this wand that she's holding, but she's also protective of these 4 eggs. And those eggs are symbolic of her gifts, her creative ideas, the things that have been channeled to her that she is going to birth into the world. The manifestations, right? So she's protecting those like you have protected your greatest assets, your greatest abilities. And now because you're, disconnecting from the toxicity, your opportunities are starting to flourish. They're starting to crack open. There's an egg here that's cracking open. This is so powerful. I love this. And I'm noticing now that this is card number 3. This is card 21, which reduces down to the number 3. So that is talking to me about you being in partnership. So this is actually not only helping you to rise up, but it's actually going to bring you into alignment with other people, I think, that are on the same page as you and are going to be wanting to do the same thing. You're not going to be standing alone anymore, is what I'm getting at. You know, you're going to be like a bad bitch with other bad bitches, and I love it. I'm so for this. And then you got the Ace of Air, right? So the Ace of Air is talking about you having a new way of communicating. So that, again, goes back to that energy I was talking about before, where you are literally pointing out people's bad behavior. You're pointing out the bad actors, and you don't need to feel guilty about it at all, because the universe is 100% on your side. They have your back. So let's get a couple more cards and find out what else is going on. I'm being asked to use this deck. Okay, this one's a little bit awkward to shuffle, so I always do it in two halves. So how is pile number one embodying their dark goddess? How is their dark goddess energy making them more powerful? How is pile number one's dark goddess energy making them more powerful? Okay, so first card you got is the 10 of Wands. You are nearing the end of this journey. You've been carrying heavy burdens. You've been carrying a lot of heavy burdens. The energy I'm getting is that you were carrying other people's secrets. I think there were people that were very toxic towards you. Now that won't resonate for all of you. I mean, like, but I do get the energy for many of you that there were people that were really gaslighting you, and really, like, this could be the energy of a love partner who is constantly gaslighting you and questioning your sense of reality, and then telling you that you're the problem, everything boils down to you, and if you hadn't done this, I wouldn't have done that. Like, I mean, to the point where they're like, are literally trying to justify cheating on you. You know, like, well, I don't feel appreciated, so I went out and slept with somebody else. And you're like, are you for real right now? You can walk, and don't let the door hit you on the way out. Like, you're insane. We're done here. But this could also be burdens where you are working, and someone who is getting all the credit is actually putting all of the work on your shoulders, and you're like, no, we are totally done here. You were at a crossroads. You had to make a decision, the Two of Wands, and that the answer came through to you. You got the Four of Cups. You were looking for an opportunity. This particular card is unique as far as Four of Cups cards go, because in many of my other decks, it is kind of a card that indicates that you might not be listening to your intuition. But this particular Four of Cups actually has a unicorn here, and the figure is looking over at the unicorn. You noticed where the magic was. You were like, you know what? I think it was like a spiritual awakening. This something cracked open inside you where you're like, hold up, I'm a star. I'm gorgeous. I'm intelligent. I can do anything. I don't need to mess around with this energy anymore. Like, let the snakes, fight for the morsels, in the snake pit on their own. I'm climbing out of this darkness. I don't need to do this anymore. You saw the unicorn and you went for it. And it brought you to this place where you are just having cups blossom for you. This Six of Cups has these two girls here. They have 6 cups in front of them. There is a blooming rose in each one of them. So that's where I'm getting that energy of abundance, just blossoming and opening up for you. And it's brought you back to that sense of peace, that wonder, and that sense of fun that you had when you were a child. You have that complete balance here. You're like completely in tune with that energy of who you are and who you want to be in this world. In this 10 of Cups, you've got this castle sort of obscured by fog. And in this card, the 6 of Cups, it's becoming clear. That's your fortress. That's your sense, that's your place of home and your place of luxury. Absolutely beautiful. I love this. So let's get a couple more cards from this deck. Let's move this up. Okay, so how is pile number 1 embodying their dark goddess energy? How is it making them more powerful? How is pile number 1's dark goddess making them more powerful? 1 card, please. Oh, we got 2. All right, amazing. Okay, so these first 2 cards that you got are hope, beautiful, and there's the alchemical symbol for air here. So we had the air energy before, you communicating in a new way. This beautiful daffodil, that yellow color is connected to the solar plexus. You are taking action, and there's all this beautiful yellow energy here on the Nemesis card as well. You're taking action, and there's like a divining rod here, which is typically used like to find water. It can be used for divination as well. You have found your direction. You're moving towards what feels emotionally right for you. You know, where you feel at home, where you feel a sense of peace, where your intuition is telling you, yes, this is the right way to go. And there is Taurus on this card, so you might have Taurus in a prominent place in your chart. You also have emotion, and you have memory. So memory really makes me think of this 6 of Cups as well, because I was talking about how you're going back to that sense of peace and happiness that's rooted in your inner child. Even if you had a tumultuous home life when you were growing up, at your heart, you know, the energy of our soul when we are children, before we're, you know, corrupted by the energy of adults, there is a purity and a hope and a sense of inspiration. And you've gotten back to that. And as a result of that, it's really helped you to get into your inner fire so that you can like charge forward. There's a sun on here, so that's referencing back to that sense of hope, optimism, fun, joy. What else do we have here? And then there's this book of shadows as well. I mean, I was talking about the occult here and the esoteric magic with the black candle. So you have your book of secrets. You have the things that are working for you, and you're keeping your gems, if you will. You're keeping the divinely guided messages, your sense of inspiration, the things that you're going to achieve in this world as secret. You're not airing that to everyone. You've done that in the past. You trusted people and they betrayed you. There's also Scorpio on here, so that also makes me think of psychic abilities and getting downloads. And then this emotion card, it's got the alchemical symbol for earth. So you're really rooting yourself. You're also protecting yourself. There's Palo Santo. And I was talking about how this is for banishing and cleansing, protection. You've banished these fools out of your life. This is card number 4 as well. And I was talking about the 4 eggs. You have your foundation. You know who you are. Cancer is on this card. You have your sense of self. You're in tune with your emotions. There's the moon. You have balance as well, you know, because with the 6, that's talking about balance. I always talk about how it's a balancing of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. That really is what it means to be in tune with your dark goddess energy. To be able to have all the beauty of the classical feminine traits and also have that power of the divine masculine, and it not make you any less feminine. And I absolutely am living for this energy. I love this. So I'm going to get one final card. This is one final message from spirit about your dark goddess energy. Let's see what it is. You got wishes come true. Rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes. Yes! Ladies. And even if you aren't a lady and you are in tune with your divine feminine and your inner dark goddess is guiding you, you are coming into alignment with your dreams and wishes. Doorways are flying open for you. You are going to be a star. You're going to be a star. And that might be on a public stage. That might be in some other capacity, but you are going to make a huge difference in the world. You're an inspiration. I am so grateful to have been able to do this reading for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If anyone is interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my services and booking information are available there. I do tarot card readings. I do past life readings. I can do channeling sessions to connect with deity energies. I can connect with your guides, and I also do Reiki and crystal healing. Now, I want you to know all of my booking is done through my website. I will never reach out to you to solicit work. You could like and share this video. That would be a huge help to me. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You guys are my people. I love this energy. And check out my TikTok as well, and Instagram. I do daily readings on TikTok, and I do a bunch of different posts on Instagram as well. It's all like a mix of different content. So I hope I see you guys in the next reading, and thanks again. Take care. Hi, file number 2, welcome back. So you picked the red candle, and these cards are gonna let me know who your inner dark goddess is and how she is helping you to become more powerful. So let's see what you have. You have the Hunter, Ishtar, Freya, and the Lovers. That's the Lovers card as well. Fire, Father of Cups, and Love Charm. Attract a lover, soulmate, or life partner. Oh, pile number 2. Okay, so the 2 goddesses that are coming forward in this read are Ishtar and Freya. So Ishtar is a Babylonian goddess. She is connected to hunting, war, but she's also connected to love and passion. The unique thing about her is she is actually worshipped as both a divine feminine and a divine masculine. She was genderless, and she would be prayed to bring about passion and love in an individual's life, but she was equally prayed to bring victory on the battlefield. She's also connected to prophecy because within her temples, she would have priestesses who would channel messages about the future. So that's really interesting because it connects with the energy of Freya as well, very, very directly. They have very similar backstory where Freya is a Norse goddess. She is connected to the divine feminine. She is considered a feminine deity. But she is not only the goddess of love and beauty, but also the goddess of war. And she is also connected to prophecy and magic. There are stories of her in Norse mythology leading the Valkyrie over the battlefields, collecting the souls of the dead and taking them to Valhalla, where they would decide if they're going to spend eternity in Odin's hall or in Freya's hall. So she is connected to both of those energies, the war and the love. She is very empathetic. She's also connected to that mothering energy. There's even a body of water here and a sea serpent on this particular card, which is talking about that intuitive, empathetic nature, which is mirrored in this Father of Cups card, because the Father of Cups, or the King of Cups, is connected to the psychic realm and the emotional body. It's being a master in that realm. Now, what's unique about this particular card is there is a swan, which would be a symbol of Aphrodite or Venus. Freya is the Norse equivalent of Aphrodite and Venus. But it's a black swan. So the energy that I get from this is sort of this siren type energy that's coming forward, that you have this allure about you, a real sensual power, but there's also strength and sort of a ferociousness about you. Like, you really know who you are and you know how to get what you want. You stand tall. Like, this fire card to me is talking about many different things. There's a femur bone on this particular card, so that's indicating to me that you really know how to stand on your own 2 feet. You are grounded. There are flowers growing up the leg, and there are sunflowers. So through the utilization of your skills, you've been able to bring a lot of opportunities into your life. I think that opportunities naturally present themselves to you because that energy of love is strongly connected to the energy of creation. And you have they look like marigolds to me. They're orange flowers, and the color orange is associated with the sacral chakra. That is the chakra that is the center for our physical, sensual power and our power of creation. So that again is going back to this love and beauty and sensuality. And fire is an energy of not only drive and really having the power to charge forward, that energy of, charging forward on the battlefield. It's also an energy of destruction, right? It can help either destroy an environment or help it to regrow, because when fire rips through a forest, there are plants that require the fire to open their seeds so new growth can spring forth. There's a serpent here though, and a serpent here. So there could very well be people in your life that have seen your sensual nature and your ability to embrace that aspect of your life as something that was very threatening to them. You could have had people that really admired you and, even coveted you is what they want me to say. That you're so beautiful and you're so empowered and sensual. I think you have a lot of charisma. I think that you probably have a style about you that's really alluring to people, really beautiful. And it doesn't matter like what your aesthetic is, it's the way that you move, the way you put your clothes together, the way you speak. There's something about you that's like a love spell. With this love charm, it's like, I think it's been this way your whole life. I think you've had a lot of admirers, people that have like wanted you to be on their arm, or they've wanted you to be in their entourage. But you have this warrior spirit about you, and I don't think that you like to be put in a box, and I don't think that you like to be controlled. The hunter, to me, connects back with Artemis. Artemis is the goddess of the hunt. She points us forward. She points us in the right direction towards our life purpose, but also the direction that society needs to go to. She's the twin sister of Apollo, and Apollo is connected to prophecies. So you're getting ideas about the future. You know where we're going to be in the future. But I think that in a way you're a little bit ahead of your time, because you truly have that balanced energy. You know, and it doesn't matter how you identify, like you have qualities that are both divine masculine and divine feminine that you utilize on a daily basis. You blend those together so beautifully, and it gives you so much power and strength, and you know, this sensuality that I think that those that are in their shadow are very intimidated by. You know, you're charging towards the light like this stallion. You're a little wild and free too, and I think that really can intimidate people. They are afraid that you are going to hurt them, and I think that they're going to try and hurt you before you get a chance to hurt them. That's the energy I'm getting. It's like, because they're bringing forward images, like I mentioned before, they were talking about sirens, but now I'm seeing Cleopatra. That's your energy. That is actually like the perfect example for that, for my guides to bring forward to me. Beautiful, stylish. I mean, there are stories of Cleopatra when she was trying to win over Julius Caesar, where she put together these beautiful afternoons on the Nile, where she came forward basically in next to nothing. She's wearing like a net dress that was described as basically being like gauze. Like you could literally see everything. She's dripping in jewels and gold, you know, like she's full on Egyptian, you know, high-end fashion. And she's on this golden barge coming forward. And there's other stories of her being disguised and smuggled in to see her lover, and she was literally rolled up in a carpet, and they dropped the carpet and she like unfurled herself in front of her lover, Mark Antony. So I mean, there's some serious allure and sensual appeal there that's coming forward, but also strength, because she was a leader, you know, and she had literally fought her way to the top. She had had to battle against her siblings to position herself in this position of power. And I think that that is the energy that you bring forth, that people see you as beautiful and they want to be next to you, but there are those that are so intimidated by you that they are afraid of you, and they will try and put you in your place or try and put chains on you, is the energy I'm getting. But I think that that might have worked in the past. Like there might have been the energies in the past where you had sort of allowed somebody to have a little more control than you should have for your own mental well-being. But the minute you woke up to what was going on and how beautiful and powerful and sensual and intelligent, I mean, you have like the warrior goddess spirit. That is strong intelligence to be able to strategize. Like you do have that energy. I think you know how to use your assets to your favor. Like if there's going to be someone who's like underestimating you, and they are going to think of you as just a beautiful being, and they consider you no threat as a result of that, and they've underestimated you, you'll use that to your advantage. You know, why not? Like you have to, right? That's their failure. If they are thinking that you are no threat, or they can treat you badly, or they can underestimate you, and there won't be any fallout from that, you know, then that's their karma that they're going to have to deal with. And the minute you realized that, you started to shine bright. You know, this fire sparked in front of you, and you started to charge forward towards your destiny. And it's like all of it, you had been in this dark room, and all of a sudden the light ignited inside you, and it's like, you know, you shine a light in a dark room, and all of the little critters and all of the cockroaches scatter away. That's the energy that you have. But I do think that it can be quite intimidating, and you probably have had people in the past that have pointed the finger at you and said you were like a temptress if you identify as being a divine feminine. But no matter how you're identifying, they are pointing the finger at you and saying that you're a bad influence, is basically. You're corrupting people, is what they're saying. And it's total BS. You're here to do this. You're here to show people that they can be this strong and sensual person. You know, if everyone embodied who they truly are and they projected their own sense of beauty and power, we would all be better off. So let's get some more cards and find out how you guys are embodying this power in your life and how your inner dark goddess is helping you to become more powerful. How is pile number 2's inner dark goddess helping them to become more powerful? Ooh. That one, let's see him out. How is pile number 2's inner dark goddess helping them to become more powerful? Whoa. Okay. Let's see what you got here. Oh, I love it so much. Oh my God, pile number 2, as if these are your cards. Oh my God, I love it. I love shuffling in front of you guys so you can see the magic happen. You literally got the Emperor and the Empress, my friend. True masters of both the divine feminine and the divine masculine. You are here to shake shit up. You got the Wheel of Fortune. Like I was saying with Artemis and the Hunter energy, you are pointing the way forward. You're ahead of your time. And I think that there are people out there that likely have felt that, you know, you have likely felt at some point in your life that you didn't fit in and you were born in the wrong time. And I can understand why you feel that way. You're definitely born in the right time. You are the trailblazer. You're the one that's going to be pointing the way forward. You got the Ace of Wands. This is a brand new beginning. You're helping to liberate people. You're helping to liberate others that are like you. Part of your community. I just saw a flash of light. You got the Three of Cups. This is the embodiment of not only community and friendship collaboration, but this is the Maiden Mother Crone. This is the divine feminine in all of her power at every stage of her life. In her youth, in the middle of her life when she is in the embodiment of her mothering, nurturing energy, and at the end of her life as an elder. You have all of this power. You're an old soul, you have sensual nature, you have that fiery energy, and you have that mothering energy. And it's a matter of you being willing to stand your ground like the Seven of Wands. You have to embody that warrior spirit, and you have to know that you're being divinely guided. You got the Star. This is wish fulfillment, but life purpose. This is you being here to point the way forward. And it probably feels a little overwhelming right now, but I promise you there's going to be other people that are going to be taking up this charge with you. And I get the energy that you're likely going to be doing something. You're going to be bringing something new to your community or possibly the world at large that starts to give people a new platform or a new way of expressing their sensuality. So I can give you an example that you would probably know of. So pole dancing. Now, globally around the world, women and men of all ages are using pole dancing as not only a form of self-expression and creativity, but they're also using it as their regular fitness routine. They are using it as, you know, like bachelorette, like they're going out with their friends. It's like community, like building exercises now, right? But there was a time when it was like totally demonized. That was something that was only kept for like strip clubs, male venues, and now it is totally seen in a different light. I mean, probably not in every community seen in a different light, but in large metropolitan cities, it's definitely very mainstream, very normal. And it wasn't that long ago that it was demonized. You're going to be doing something like that, you know? I really feel like for many of you, you're doing something that's connected to the body. So you could be building your own fitness program. You could be doing some sort of new kind of dance, or you could be doing like even running workshops for people, helping them to get more in tune with their body. There's a lot of different ways you could be embodying this, and it might not have anything to do with sensuality. It might have something to do with beauty, you know? Like you might be doing something where you're showing people how to dress different body types, you know, or how to mix your genders too. Like, I mean, embodying in your clothing. So being able to have sort of like that balance between like classically feminine and classically masculine. This could be like teaching makeup classes to people who traditionally don't wear makeup, you know, like, or teaching classes where it's wearing makeup in a totally different way. It has something to do with beauty. It has something to do with standing in your power. And they want me to say, and not giving an F. It has something to do with power, beauty, and not giving an F. Okay, I love that. That is so, it's all about being in tune with who we are on the inside. You got the Sun card. You're going to be helping people to charge forward and get in tune with who they truly are, their inner child, like what brings them a sense of stability, power, and joy, and helps them to be able to blossom and grow. And it's going to help you not only build this platform that people are really going to connect with and identify with, but it's going to make you a lot of money because you got the King of Coins. You're going to be very successful in the physical world doing this. Like, this is going to be massively, massively, massively successful. And through that, you're going to connect with other people that are doing something similar. It could be that you start off building your business, and then there's like offshoots. Like, I can give you an example from like my life. Like, I started my tarot channel here, and now I'm connecting with other readers and doing collaborations with them. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, you might start off your own thing and then start collaborating with other people that maybe are doing the same thing as you in a different way, or maybe they're doing something that would support you, you know, like you are doing some sort of class, and then you meet somebody who happens to have their own catering business, so then you partner together because you have the same vision, and they provide the food and beverage and you provide the entertainment, or you provide the class, or whatever it is, right? It's something like that. It's going to bring you together with other people. I love this. Oh my God. Okay, so you're going to intimidate a lot of people though. Like, that's the thing about this. Like, you are going to have to sort of walk through the fire a little bit on your own. If you haven't already gotten to a place where you're completely, you know, embodying your dark Empress energy, if you haven't gotten to the place where you don't care about what the haters think, you're going to have to start, you know, looking within and starting to build yourself up, because it all hinges on you really being this fire energy and this power and strength. That's where it all starts from, and then all of the other pieces fall into place. You have to get to the place where you're the Empress and the Emperor, and that's when the wheel of fortune turns forward for you and for others. Like, you could easily have like a very successful online platform where you're talking about possibly issues with misogyny, you know? You might be like talking about, your issues about being in a minority group and being objectified, you know, fetishized. You might be talking about that kind of thing, right? And you build your community and you give voice to people that aren't being heard, and you're going to be massively successful because you're really charismatic and you do have this love charm. It's like, and it's going to increase, you know, like it's like once you get to a certain point and you step into your power, it's like the universe starts to turn up the dial, and you will be shocked at how much magnetism you have. So let's find out some final cards, some final information about how you, pile number 2, are manifesting and embodying your dark goddess energy and how it's bringing you power. Oh my God, as if you just got the goddess card, healing feminine energy. Yes! You guys are healing feminine energy. The parts of ourselves that we reject often at some point in our lives, or society rejects. I mean, I'm speaking from my own experience being a cisgendered woman and the battles that I have had. You know, I identify with this. I relate to this, you know, having to be fighting my way out of this box where I'm supposed to be just this beautiful woman who is agreeable and is constantly putting effort into building up the fragile egos of, typically it's been men in my life that are around me, and fighting my way out of that. And you are doing that as well. And it doesn't mean you're a woman. You're embracing that feminine nature of yourself, or possibly you're embracing the feminine nature of other people around you, and you're being that pillar for them. You're helping them to fulfill this. And you got spirit, heavenly assistance from your angels and guides. Like I was saying, you're being divinely guided. This has the 6-pointed star on it. Ishtar, the 6-pointed star. The divine masculine and the divine feminine. I have goosebumps, like I feel giggly now, like this is powerful. I am so excited. Like honestly, this is amazing. I want to meet you guys. You got finally Philosopher's Stone, powerful manifestation of wishes and goals by harnessing universal energy. Yes, you have a divine purpose. You are harnessing your power. You are using it to liberate yourself and others. You're fulfilling this divinely guided purpose. Like truly, you are being, I think you've always felt that way. I think you've always known that there was something you were supposed to be doing and you were working towards that. And I think that for a time in your life, you were really in the dark. Like I said, I can't even pick this up. You were really in the dark and you were being held there by others that were in their shadows and that influencing you. So you held yourself there to a certain degree because of self-limiting beliefs. And you broke free. You broke free. Oh my God, I love it so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. This was such a pleasure. I hope that I see you guys in the next reading. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do. You guys are amazing. If you could like and share this reading, that would be amazing. And if anyone is interested in having a one-on-one reading with me, you can always go to my website, odessamall.com. All of my booking information is available there. I do tarot card readings, spiritual coaching, past life readings. I can go into the Akashic Records. I can channel the Ascended Masters or your guides. And I also do Reiki, crystal healing. So just so you know, all of my booking is done through my website. I will never reach out to you to solicit work for any reason. So thank you again for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care. Hi, pile number 3, welcome back. So you picked the purple candle, and these cards are going to tell me who your inner dark goddess is and how she's helping you to become more powerful. So let's see what you have. You have the Venom, the Morgan, the goddess of death and magic. Tiamat. This card is also the Hanged Man or the Hanged One. Water. Two of Cups. And finally, successful career, happy working environment, pay raises and promotions. Pile number 3, I love this. Okay, so the two goddess energies that are presenting themselves within your energy are the Celtic goddess, the Morgan, the goddess of death and magic. She is associated with the triple goddess, the triple moon goddess, the maiden mother crone. There is a duality to her nature where she can be benevolent, but you have to treat her with respect. You have to understand her power. And there's many stories of her being on the battlefield in a fury, just like there's an energy of complete chaos around her, which is interesting because Tiamat is a Babylonian goddess, primordial goddess, like the energy of the divine feminine at the creation of the universe, predating all other deities. And she's a goddess of nurturing and motherhood, but also a goddess of chaos. So that's really interesting. There's that duality within both of these goddesses. And then the other two cards that you got on either side of the two goddesses are the venom and then water. And that is that same duality, because water is often associated with the divine feminine, our intuition. It can be associated with the energy of mothering too and nurturing because of it's typically depicted as blue. And if you think about blue, the color is often associated, in Christianity, with Mother Mary. It's that color of tranquility, peace, and motherhood. And then this venom card with these gnashing teeth, there's sort of like just the, what looks like, it looks like Fenrir, which is Norse mythology, Loki's son swallowing the sun. And it's just the wolf's mouth that you can see swallowing the sun. That is really interesting. So what I get from that is that you have a dualistic nature to you. You can be very warm and inviting, very supportive, very nurturing. But if people cross you, if they sort of cross your boundaries, step over the line, show you any kind of disrespect, you are very quick to, bite back. Very quick to bite back. And I think that you are very, very, very assertive when it comes to putting people back in their place. You have no reservations about standing up and being heard and really showcasing qualities that unfortunately at this point in time are typically associated with the divine masculine. And I think that that has been a blessing and a curse for you, because I think in your career, you've been very successful because you have no reservations about being, at the table. If you're a divine feminine, then you have no reservations or fear about being possibly the only woman in the room. But this could be you being a minority in any capacity. You could be the only person of color, the only queer person, the only trans person, the only tall person, the only short person. There's something that sets you apart from your colleagues, and you are having to become, you had to become stronger. You had to become stronger, and you had to overcome the fear. And I think there was pushback. Like, this could be you're a police officer and, you're working with predominantly cisgendered men. You could be, a fire person. You could be you could be in politics. You could be there's like you could pretty much be anywhere, and you are going to experience some discrimination. And when you're in an environment where you're the minority and everyone else is sort of same, they can often feel no reservations about making sure that you're different and that they think that they're better than you. And you had to get strong and smart, because I think that when you put people in their place, you do it with style, and I like that. But you're a very loving person, and you are very willing to help people. I think that you manage a lot of responsibilities too. Like, there is a squid on this particular water card, and I think that you have had you've had to extend yourself, and you've had to take on a lot of different responsibilities in a lot of different areas. Maybe you've tried a whole bunch of different things. Maybe you have a lot of different interests, or maybe you have a lot of different skills that have allowed you to sort of rise above. There's a water lily here. You have risen above the muck. Things were not easy. You could have possibly grown up in a home life that was quite difficult, that made it hard. Maybe you were the only girl in your family, or maybe there was a little bit of ingrained misogyny that you were growing up around. Honestly, it's hard to, you can't avoid it. There's misogyny everywhere, but it could have been maybe a little bit more pronounced, or there was discrimination in some capacity that you had to rise above, because the lotus grows out of mud, and is typically a symbol to denote that awakening that you have after growing through hardships, coming out of the shadow realm. And I think that it has worked out really well in your favor in terms of success in your career. Now, as far as love goes, I think it was a challenge as well. I think that you had partners that didn't necessarily see you as an equal. I think that I'm getting the energy that even they might have fetishized you. That you being different was a turn on in the beginning. And then when they had to see you as a real person and an equal, all of a sudden that was an issue for them. Because, unbeknownst to you, they never saw you as an equal to begin with. They just faked it really well. That's because I just get this energy of kind of a darkness around romance. There's sort of this gothic romance here with these two cups, and there's all this darkness. Do they have anything in them? Do they not? And the crossed roses are almost they're placed almost two swords would be crossed. It's like there's been a battle, is the energy I'm getting here, that you had to fight to be able to stand up and be heard. And I think that you have worked your way through this, and now you're at a place where you are unapologetic. You are unapologetic about who you are, and you know your worth. And if you have to go there, if you have to let the fury out and be venomous, you will go there. And I think that you are a master at that. I get the energy that you're very intuitive. And if you are in law, you're probably brilliant. Because the energy I get is somebody who is able to find exactly the right thing to say to really hurt them. You are able to literally, just hit them exactly where it's going to hurt. And without any real effort on your part. You just have laser focus, and it's because you're so in tune with your own shadow. You're so empowered in that way, and you're so in tune with your psychic abilities that it's screaming out to you when somebody has their own fears, and they keep wanting me to say inferiority. So there might be people that were really intimidated by you, felt inferior to you. And as a result, they wanted to knock you down, and they were, you know, being hostile towards you. And you had to find a way to defend yourself. Now, I don't think you always go there. But if someone is really coming for you, you will go there, and you will, with laser precision, say exactly what you need to completely disarm them. You know, and I think that you can hurt people's feelings sometimes, but sometimes that's necessary. And like in certain careers too, like I was saying, like if you're in law or you're in business, like you would probably be an amazing negotiator, you know, especially when it comes to like corporate contracts, things like that. Like you are no BS. You are like, you're not going to be swayed by flattery is the energy I also get. Like people are not going to be able to come in and say, oh, you know, you're so beautiful, and like just blow a whole bunch of smoke up your ass and like get you to fawn all over them. Like that will never work. You are like, this is truly the embodiment of dark goddess energy. Like you have like strong, like Medusa energy coming through here. You have Maleficent energy coming through. Like this is like, I don't need anyone else to tell me that I'm a strong leader and I have my shit together. I know it. Like they're giving me like all these Disney references now, like Ursula. And I've always loved the villains, because those villains had their shit together, especially like the feminine villains in Disney movies. They had their own castles. They not only had their own great style, charisma, strength, but they had their minions too. You know, like they weren't waiting for someone to come and rescue them. They were emancipated. They were in control. And, you know, in our society, oftentimes that's vilified, right? Those Disney movies make it clear that if you're strong and independent, you're the bad character. You're the villain in the film. It's like, not in my eyes. I watched those as a little girl and I was like, Maleficent, oh, I love you. Oh my God, you have that energy. Like I would love to meet you. Okay, let's get some more cards and find out what makes you so powerful and how your dark goddess energy is helping you with that. Just want to make sure I have the deck right side up. Okay. How is pile number 3's dark goddess energy helping them to stand in their power? How is pile number 3's dark goddess energy helping them to stand in their power? Okay. Yes, I love this. Let's see. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so like I was saying, you know who you are. You are completely empowered. You're being described as the Queen of Wands. You are an entrepreneur, or you have that entrepreneurial energy. You're a boss. You are strong. You don't mind being in the public eye or standing up in front of people and telling them what you think. There is literally what looks like a bobcat, like, you know, in full, like, attack mode here at this Queen of Wands feet. You will go to bat when necessary and you win. You are successful. There's this beautiful sunflower here talking about opportunities. You also got the 6 of Wands, victory, success. You have been celebrated for this, but it was hard fought battle. You are you have the Nine of Wands here. So this is the wounded warrior. You really had to go to bat. You had to fight for everything that you have. You had to release people, maybe old thought processes, because you have the Six of Swords, and this is talking about releasing baggage, letting go of things that no longer serve you, moving away. And I mean, there's this same choppy water. It's really making me think of Tiamat again. You went through the storm and you came out victorious. I think that you had time where you dedicated yourself to just doing your inner reflection. You have the Hermit. So this is talking about taking time on your own. There's a strong likelihood that you have been single at some point in your life for an extended period of time. You may not be single now, but there is some point in time where you were most likely completely single, focusing on your career. Possibly you were going to school or you were building a business and you were just all about that. You didn't have time for anything else. Like, not just because you didn't have like actual time, like hours in the day, you didn't have the emotional bandwidth to like worry about what another person's needs are, because every time you were in a dynamic with somebody who wasn't on your level, you would end up losing a little piece of yourself, and you decided, no, I'm not doing this anymore. You had, possibly there was an end of a relationship, maybe there was a divorce or something ended, right? It could have been through your actions or another's actions. Regardless, you released the baggage. You started to look at things from a different perspective. Then that's when you were completely liberated. Completely liberated. The Chariot, you balanced out your energies and you started moving forward as a warrior, right? Who rides chariots? Emperors, empresses, and warriors. That's who you are. And you rode into battle and you won. King of Coins. You started to have so much success, so much abundance, right? It's overwhelming. Like, you definitely have your money in check, you know? And I mean, if financially you don't have all of the resources in your bank account that you want, you look like money, you smell like money, you sound like money. And I mean, when you're manifesting through every action and in your life, it is just a matter of time before that starts to actually manifest in your physical world. Like, you are being described here over and over and over again as successful, abundant, and powerful. I love this so much. Okay, so let's get some more cards and find out a little bit more about what makes pile number 3 so powerful, and how are they embodying their dark goddess energy to bring them success and power. Woo! How is pile number 3 embodying their dark goddess energy? And how is it bringing them power and strength? Whoa, that's way too much. Let's try that again. Let's get the one on the ground. Well, first of all, you got energy. Beautiful. And there is Virgo on this card, the alchemical symbol for water. Again, you're so watery, so you must have strong psychic abilities. You have patience too. You, like, the energy I get is that you don't mind allowing things to, there's a simmer pot here. You don't mind waiting for things to manifest into your life. Now, you might have had a very impatient energy about you in the past. And now I think you've come to a place of success where you're allowing things to sort of come to you in divine timing. And it's almost like you know that if you wait until the fruit is ripe before you pick it, the rewards will be even sweeter. But you definitely are constantly working towards creative endeavors and like manifesting things into your life. You know, you actively work on that. Orange is connected to the sacral chakra, and you're really happy in your life. You truly are. You're in alignment with what you're supposed to be doing. This is card number 28. That reduces down to 10. 1, talking about being in alignment with your higher self and your divine purpose, and 0, talking about cycles. So you've ended cycles. It can also be talking about reincarnation. So it could be talking about you having strong leadership skills and abilities that you've brought into this life, you know, natural aptitudes. Now, if that's the case, if you believe in reincarnation, I do. I definitely get the energy that you probably played a role in a past life where you were a strong political leader. Absolutely. Like, if that is something that you've thought about, this is a confirmation, 100%. And I think that you have that ability now in this life, too. Just that really strong leadership skills. So what else is helping? Pile number 3. All right. We'll go with that. So you got trust. Like I was saying, you trust in divine timing. You trust, there's Scorpio here. Yeah, you're definitely trusting that, you know, the intuitive insight that you get, the ideas that you have, even if you're not aware that it's spirit directed. You believe in yourself. You know that you have what it takes to make things a huge success. And you're driven. You work hard. You work hard. It's not just that you get an idea and then you sit around and do nothing. No, you're pounding the pavement. You're working all the time. Communication. You are an excellent communicator. Like I said, you're able to put somebody in a place of comfort and a place where they feel safe, but just as easily, you're able to really put somebody in their place, and that's very effective. There is that, you might have associated that with your shadow, right? You might be thinking, oh, you know, I wish I didn't do that. You know, especially in the past where maybe you were angry and you would just like go for the jugular. But that is a power. It's just a matter of knowing when to use that. When there is true injustice out there and somebody that's, you know, in a place of disempowerment needs someone to step up and be, you know, strong enough to go toe to toe, you're the person that they're looking to, because that's why you have that skill. That's why you have these leadership abilities, you know? And it's just a matter of knowing that, taking ownership of it, and then not letting the fools trigger you, because that's what they'll try and do. These lower vibrational people will try and trigger you so that you know, react from your, you know, emotion mind instead of your logic mind, and then you maybe say something in the moment and they convince you that, you know, you're the cause of every bad thing they've ever done. And that's just not the case. I do think that you're in a place now where you know that, but I think that in the past it might have caused some issues for you. So like I said, you have great communication, you're very grounded, and I do think that you base a lot of what you say in logic. You're not like just going from sheer emotion, but you are an emotional person. I would classify you as like a King of Cups type of energy. Like, you're rooted in the emotional body, but you're also grounded in the physical. You have courage. Like I said, you're courageous. You help to shift the tides on things, right? That's largely also the energy I get from all of this water. You're helping to redirect energy so that those topics that people didn't want to discuss, the biases that people had, and they just wanted to just keep it the way it's always been because it's easier, you're like, no, we're going to talk about this. And if that makes you uncomfortable, well, I'm ready for a fight. You know, like, and I really love that. You got agreement. So you are, and this has strawberries on it, which I associate with abundance. So like I said, you might be working in business where you are getting people to agree to things. Or you could be in any capacity, just where your communication skills are really good and you're able to bring people together, but you're also able to shut people down when you need to. And you got desire. So you have a strong passion. I think it largely also has to do with you being able to see the shadow in others, right? You are able to see that shadow and you are able to ground that into the physical in your own life. You know, you're able to, like, you can see your shadow and then you can transmute it and ground it so that, you know, you don't feel unsettled, if you will. And then you're also able to point that out to others, and they may or may not react well to it, but you're always balanced because you have here fire energy, 2 fire cards. So you're driven, you have what it takes to make things happen. You have the earth energy. You are able to ground that into the physical. So again, going back to pentacles, you can really make money doing this. And then you have these water elements. So you're compassionate about it. Like, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. All right, let's get some final cards. What is some final, you know, what final advice or what kind of final points would you like to make about pile 3's connection with their dark goddess and their power? How is pile number 3? Okay, perfect. Oh man, you got fire. So the element of fire heralds new life, renewed passion, and positive transformation. What was I saying? You are bringing about change in this world. You're the forest fire. You're the forest fire that burns down everything that is old, that is diseased in the forest, that will actually possibly spread illnesses from plant to plant. And you are the forest fire that burns all of that down so that new seeds can burst forth, open, and new growth can come forward. Because I've said this before in a reading, but there are seeds that only open when they are exposed to extreme heat. And that is the only way that certain forests can remain healthy. And that's you. You're that forest fire. I love it. Mystic star. Harmony in the home and great friendships. You're that mystic. You have that guiding light. You know the direction we're meant to go in, and you give people a solid foundation, a solid base, and you are a really loyal and good friend because you're willing to go to bat for somebody else. I think you're willing to go to bat for people that you don't even know. You just have morals and values and you stick by them. You know, you really know, you have a strong sense of justice. It means something to you. That means something to you. And I really respect that. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I hope it resonated. If you did, please like, share, subscribe to the channel. I would love to have you. And if anyone would like to have a one-on-one reading with me, you can go to my website, odessamall.com, and you can see all of my services and booking there. I do tarot card readings, spiritual coaching, I do past life readings, and Reiki. So I just want you to know also that I will never ever reach out to you to solicit like any kind of work at all. All of my booking is done through my website. So thank you so much for joining me. This was amazing. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next reading. Take care.